That's what I was trying to do. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Sound is working. Let me check my delay. I'm the professor with Day Trading for Success. So I will be live streaming in just a few. I mean, I am live streaming. I'll be trading in just a little bit. Let me just check the latency here. Okay, that's only 3 or less, so that's good. Okay, clock seems to be a little delayed up there, but generally it looks pretty good. So I have a new setup this morning I'm using. Anyway, this is Day Trading for Success. This is the professor, and we're going to be doing the strike and recoil strategy like we've been doing all week, all month, and we are trying to make the average mortgage, household mortgage this month. We're doing pretty good. We're almost there, and we still have several weeks after today left, so I think we'll be doing much better than that. But it depends on your mortgage, right? The average ChatGPT says is about 2,200, so it's not a tall order with this type of strategy. Fairly low share size, you know. I mean, sometimes I will go up to 300, but usually it's around 50 to 100 shares. But if you've made the PDT, then you should be able to afford that no problem on margin, unless you're holding a swing that is bigger than, you know, taking up some of your account size. So basically what we're looking for is a range, a high and a low range, and then we trade in between that range. And what we do is why it's called strike and recoil. Picture a snake, and the price goes up really fast like a strike, and then you hit the opposite direction because he's going to recoil. It's going to recoil. Not always, but most of the time it will recoil. It might strike twice, and then, you know, you'd be out of position slightly, but then come back. So you'll see how I trade it. It's pretty consistently accurate. It's a good idea to get the bias of a stock generally, so that you're recoiling in the right direction in case it continues to strike. So those are things that you'll see me explain as I'm trading. You know, yesterday I did go in the hole originally, $130. I came back before I got off to break green, and then I came back on another live stream session in the afternoon briefly, and then I got very green, trading my fail-safe, which is Tesla. So I do believe I finished this script that is picking biased. You can see it here on NVIDIA saying 2-day down. It's meaning that's the strength of the down, and 2 would be the strongest it would be. So they're suggesting the 20-day moving. Basically what it's doing with a little bit of smoothing, and I'm going to make a whole video about it, is it's basically taking the 20-day average, day average. It's taking the close of the, not just the last day, but the day before that, and then it's smoothing them. Now, this is what's done on most trade desks to tell, and other traders and prop firms, to give them a general bias. And then, of course, you have to add current events, and that's the big who knows, right? Everything could change. And then always there's the, you know, the disclaimer, like, you know, no matter what you do, the market does whatever it wants to do. But, you know, you try to get an edge. That's all you're doing. You're trying to get an edge. So this is a widely used formula, but nobody really has an indicator for it yet. So they asked me to develop one. I have, and I will. It's already bought and paid for, and they will be getting it, I believe, early next week. So I will announce that it is available. Yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna have to wait till probably next week to announce it, because I haven't checked it yet. So, and then I will tell you where to get it for free for just a couple of days. So unfortunately, maybe fortunately, you have to keep your ear glued, because I'm just gonna say it, and if you miss it, you could always watch the replay, then you're not gonna get it for free. But it's not going to be that expensive. I think the $1 Million Margin Club will put it out immediately. A whole bunch of other companies will put it out. They usually have the best price of $24.99 for any script. I've seen the same ones they sell for over $200, like the Scalp Pro down here. So if you're paying more than like $25, most likely you're getting ripped off. But you know, they're due their money. It's they pay for it, and it does take some, you know, it's work. So It's the capitalistic way, right? Can't begrudge them that. So I'm really interested to see what happens today with this. I'm pretty psyched about it. I think it's one of the better ones I've done. I have changed the bias down here to not have the same things, but that script is still available. So this will be a different script as well that'll be out there. I'll probably make this one for free for you guys. Well, no, I can't. I can't do that. Nope. Sorry. I misspoke. Because they're selling the other version. So, yeah. So anyway, I'll make it for free for a couple of days, just like I'm doing this one. This other version, if you don't have it already. I mean, I'm sure you don't have it already unless you're coding it yourself, which is, you can do. People can code themselves. But for those that aren't into that, then you can get it for pretty cheap. Okay, I'm going on. So our news bias today, let's see what we got. Still, the biggest story is the war in the Middle East, which whether you want to call it an incursion or whatever you want to call it, but oil prices, they went up and then they went down, and now I think they're 94 or something or around there. Last I checked, so per barrel. So, and they need to get a hold of that straight. They need to stop that from being bombed. They've got to get control of that. And I believe that it can be done, but it might take a few weeks or maybe a few months, but who knows? But they can't. You're not going. You got every country. China gets their oil from there too. I mean, everybody's lining up against, like, look, fight the war. Go after your enemies, but don't close the straits. That affects everybody, not people that just attacked you. So it's a typical illogic of that regime over there, that they just strike out at everybody. Economic reports. Let's see, today, 10 a.m., the job openings report. This measures labor demand. Earlier this week, the CPI inflation report came out, which is why the inflation and rate cut expectations are still the dominant theme this week. So we'll see what happens at 10. There might be the market might have a big move at 10, so we better remember that. Market sentiment's volatile today, news-driven. Tech is especially sensitive because of the energy costs for tech. Here's our buys. QQQ short, SPY is short, SMH is short. Everything is calling it short. And the mega cap, my core list that came up on the consolidation scanner is NVIDIA, Apple, Tesla. Those are all short. Palantir is long again. AMD short. Micron is short. MU. Everything here is short. Let's see, Broadcom, Taiwan Semiconductor, Amazon, all short. Then we have Netflix long, Google short, and Alibaba long. Alibaba long. Well, I sound like I'm a complete idiot sometimes. Then we have long Hood Coin are both long. CoreWeave is long. Wells Fargo hit the scanner long. CRCL long. MSTR is long with a Bitcoin correlation, and Oracle is long. So that's our readings, what hit the scanners. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff that hit the scanners. Now, if you've been watching along, you may have noticed that I reduced all the charts down here. I now have detached right above my screen is this. So I can quickly look at the move because I was missing a bunch of them. And I put in the ones that typically we want to look for. The overall market, SPY and QQQ, to see a spike, which will then be translated usually right over to one of the mega caps. Yeah, I don't, like you said, you don't know if it's the chicken or the egg first. Maybe the mega cap makes them spike, But my experience is usually when you see an overall spike on the QQQ, like for the tech stocks, then shortly thereafter, one tech might be driving it, and then shortly thereafter, the rest follow. So that's kind of my experience from trading TQQQ and the SQQQ, which are derivative of those. And 4 or 5 years ago, I almost exclusively traded those with high-speed hotkeys and did very, very well. Then they slowed down, So, but anyway, so this is what I'm going to glance up at to see what's going on. Like particularly those ones I miss at the open bothers me. And then I have my news over here now. And everything's working? You got volume? Yep. Okay. And then my scanner's mostly over here with Benzinga. Let me get this over here and get Benzinga news better where I can see it. Then the general news I have detached over here, linked to whatever stock I'm trading. And that's it. So it's interesting. I saw in 1990. So now the guy that owns Tasty Trades, he's the one that designed this. He's an interesting fellow. Designed Thinkorswim that I still do coding for their Charles Schwab Thinkorswim. I code for the actual platform, and all the ones you see that I'm pushing are all approved with no bugs or glitches, and for the most part. They have so many, most likely you can get what you need without ever buying any. It just depends on how you trade. I find that the custom indicators really, really help, and the prop firms find that too. And they may use just a couple of the 50 that are out there, because it comes right down to your style of trading. Why I like this one, why I like this for especially showing you guys. This is showing you the risk when you get in a trade for the scalp and recoil. It's like you want to get out just before you hit the target if you're in a recoil. Excuse me. And it also has the spread, which got added. It was like the third iteration of this, which is good. So you can quickly make an assessment whether you want to go in, ask, bid, or market. And then when you get in, you quickly can make an assessment based on the last 5 candles, smoothed. What is your range? When should you get out? Just a safely idea. And then this is sort of the engine that drives it. This is what gets you into the trade. So these two combined are great indicators. And if you get any indicators, these two would really be the best. I'm going to do a big thing on the level 2 indicator, because I think a lot of people have not discovered that. And there was all this scuttlebutt, negative sort of scuttlebutt that it doesn't read level 2 data because there's nothing that can read level 2 data. Yes, that's absolutely true. It can't. But it doesn't mean the indicator doesn't work, because what it does is it reads level 1 data, right? And then it can combine with volume. So you can see when the price doesn't move, but the volume goes up on an ask or a bid, but the price is within a couple of cents, and the volume's skyrocketing. What that usually means, it's about to pop. The price is about to pop one way or another. So when that's happening, there's a label that comes up that says absorbing. So it's all being absorbed because there's a large share size over on one side or the other that might be 10,000, 20,000, or 30,000, and that's getting eaten up. It starts at 30, goes down to 25, 20, 15, 10, and then boom, sometimes just goes from 10 to it's gone, in a split second. And then whichever side that is on of the ask or the bid, it's going to give you the label's going to say, the absorption label is going to be green or red, saying like it's about to go up when this is absorbed with green, or about to go down when it's red. Is that indicator handy? If you don't know how to read level 2, it is really handy. So I know a lot of people use it, and I think it's been under-discovered according to the $1 Million Margin Club. It's like their third worst selling script, and they sell thousands and thousands of scripts. So if you want to get they should put out like a report, like most popular But I'm going to do another thing about it, a video about it, and show it in action, so you can see it. So yeah, it's not going to read all the pending orders coming up the pike, you know. But if there's a stall, that's where the big moves are, right? The little moves we can pick up just by watching the swaling, like on the strike and recoil. So that's anyway, that's that. But I was just thinking the top selling scripts are was the number one is this Scalp Pro. The number 2 is the multi-chart alignment down here. And I have to say, because you know why it is too, right? Because you don't want to have all these charts open of the same time frame on the same stock, so you don't have to calc it. So it's something that you can get the data, but it's way easier to have this indicator that's showing you when you're about to cross these chart time frames, and then what is the candle color at that, and then people trade on those time frames. And then what I do is I split it up, because I don't want these labels over here, but I want the vertical line. So when I'm coming up, I know there's about to be a potential movement, right? So I can quickly look to see, hey, what's the general sentiment of this long term as well, and then I can look right there. So that's why that sells so well. And then that beat out this one, which is the range, which is number 3. And then I'm going to get confused as to what the others are. But there's the MACD is really popular too. Buy sell's not all that popular. Market magnet. Yeah, that's right there. I think that's number 4. Yeah, the market magnet's really popular. Again, data you can get, because it's based on the volume profile. Pretty much the same formulas, but there's some tweaking. So that's a good one. $1.50 is just a steady. You can draw those lines yourself, but you know, this will just fill it in for every stock for you know, cheap money. And then I think this one is going to be really popular, which is the new one, which calls the bias, but also puts in the this is the 10th one, and really there's about 100. When I finally label it, I put the number. This will end up becoming an MMC script once it's fully released. But so this one is going to be, because it has the high and low of the pre-market and the center pre-market. Then it also has ATR, quarter, half, and full, and then it also calls out a bias. So, you know, wow, you know, you're getting all that in one script. So that's gonna, I think that will surpass everything in sales. So don't miss your free one, and if you do, just buy it. It's cheap. There's my advice as a non-licensed. I'm not licensed to give advice. I can give advice on what to buy. Non-licensed to give you advice on how to trade. All right, so we gave the bias. We've still got about 15 minutes to go. And I guess I'll take a look at what I might want to trade at the open. Having this handy thing now that's detached, you know, but I want to look at the 5 minutes for the open. So let me put it over here, put this up here, and then we'll switch for stocks here. So let me take a look at NVIDIA, which is supposed to be going down at the open. I feel like you have to take the news into account on that biased report, which is working more on a 20-day and the last 2-day closes. The fact that it's broken the quarter ATR and was almost hit the high ATR for the day, and look at the VWAP went up with it, so it's not just an anomaly. That's where the bulk of the capital is, up here. So this one, I bet it's gonna go. Oh well, that could be why they're calling it short. I suppose so. So it's up here. So they're expecting a retrace. Yeah, let me rephrase that. So this could go short. I'm not going to trade it. It's too nebulous as far as what I look for. Let's take a look at Apple. Is Apple still low? So Apple is really low still. So the day on Apple, yeah, the 50 crossed the 100. These two are getting close as far as the death cross. But it's 288. Yeah, it's right in the middle, man. It's hard to call. Here's a big support level there on Apple. Let's get that marked. In case I end up coming over to trade it. I just smoothed the level there, so there's no absolute there, like trade that. But we're already below it, so then the next one would be down here. Oh, it's not going to go to 44. Yeah, it's not going to go down there. I'm not even going to look at it if it starts to, it's, you know, because we're looking for consolidation, so you can't when it's making such a big move. So then I'll just be, that's the only thing I'm going to mark on Apple right now. I'm not going to trade that at the open. I don't like that. Here's our tried and true. Let's take a look at that. Oh my God. They're all doing this move pre-market where they're going up, which is interesting. So the prediction is that they're going to retrace then. Back down. 91. Anything below 400 here is a buy. You know, longer term. Right at the 400 level. This is a potential. I'll look at it right when we're about to open, but this is a potential. It's the riskier ones. So Palantir is supposed to be going up. Let's look at the overall. It's probably just oh, pulled way back, huh? Yeah, interesting. This is definitely a day pattern that says upward move. That little pattern right there, that says upward. If you're going by day pattern, that would be put in the criterion to call the swing. This is saying down, which is interesting. Wait, that says down, and that says up. Oh, I have the wrong one. Okay, so let's get over to that's number 10. Okay. Forgot to change it on this one. Does it still say up? Okay, is this the wrong one? 10. Well, that makes 0 sense. Oh, 1 minute, 5 minute. No, that shouldn't matter. Oh my God, why doesn't this thing just work? Keep having these problems. Can't complete that contract yet, and I sure don't know what to trust. I think it's going to go up, but on that day pattern and the fact that it's more war means better for that stock. So this might be one to watch. Let's see, to maybe do at the open. Let's look at the day pattern in AMD. We're under 200. So I put a 200 price there. That's a yesterday. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, so this is anything under 200 is a buy, although that is a downward pattern. Yeah, it's showing it's going to go down still. God, these are such deals. Look at how high that was. It's like about a month ago. 2 months. But this is going to recover big time, in my opinion. Remember, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You should seek the advice of one. Yeah, that's a non-pattern. I can't read the day pattern on that. Looks like a retracement off the ATR, quite frankly. You know, your pre-market should come in first hour, maybe buy, and then the day might say sell. Curious to see. The rest of these seem to be lining up well. Maybe because I changed the script in the middle of the... I don't know. Well, out of all those... Oh, I haven't looked at Oracle yet. Oh, let me see. That's a really weird one to try to trade at the open, though. Let's see. Remember, I don't advise you trade at the open. Boy, that is a definite death cross right there, with a lot of strength pulling the 100 moving average down with it. Wow. That says, that screams for short. What's the 5-minute look like? Might be an opportunity to go short. It's the news on Oracle. So one of the analysts said they have a 400 price still on Oracle price buy. That might send it up. That came out at 9:13 this morning. Here's the news on that. That could actually skyrocket that. That's a, I mean, you know, analysts don't, a lot of people don't, but that's a fairly well respected one. And it's definitely taken into the criteria what all the analysts, that was one of the criteria we do to pick a swing, like the top 10 analysts, which way does it need to go to meet their goal? That's taken into one of the swing. It's something you should do if you do swing stocks, because people read it. You know, they'll read this and go, "Oh, I should get in." Well, that's not good news. Yeah, I don't know. Class action lawsuit's not good news. I mean, big stocks like this, it's not as big as a, you know, like dig a hole or anything, but still it could affect it. Okay, I'm going to stay away from that. We don't like catalysts. Same old same. It's really, the market is really weird right now, guys. If you're getting green every day, good for you. This strategy works around it, which is great. Let's take a look at how we're doing. I did come back on. A lot of people found me on an afternoon session on stream. I did in that video. I'm sure is available, or will be shortly. The way it gets, there's always a little delay on YouTube after the initial live stream. But here's how we came back doing pretty good yesterday, 306. That I struggled yesterday with that, but our mortgage goal is only 2,200, so we're almost there. So hopefully we'll get there today, or you know, almost there, and then we still have 2 weeks of amazing profit to make. Right? Haven't had a red day, which is good. Cross fingers, knock on wood. So we're doing good. We got 4.5 minutes. I have to pick it. I'm going to go to Tesla to watch at the open. Again, I will look for a dip and recoil off of that. I don't advise you do this, any trade with Tesla, any trade at the open. I do not advise you do that if you ever listen to any advice. But that's up to you guys. Do your own due diligence and pick your... All right, so I've got to do some levels here. Hang on. Yeah, we have quite a bit of open session and pre-market at that level, 98. I would call that $98. And we're at the ATR level here, so that's a pre-market high. That's a pre-market high. So that might have a rejection, and then our pre-market lows way down here. Look at that. That's right. Well, that's the pre-market low. I was gonna look. It hit there before, but it did open session right there, and then kind of hit it at the close. So there's a couple of dip levels. I just don't think it'll go that low. I think it's going to go up. So I'm going to try to get a little dip and go up, and I'm going to do very low share size because it's Tesla, because it can move $10 in a matter of moments. That's my strategy, and I'm sticking with it until I lose, and then I'm going to blame Thinkorswim. Here's our pre-market. Interesting. Very interesting, but dumb. That's from Hogan's Heroes, guys. I date myself. Sergeant Schultz. I like that guy that puts out the YouTube videos about the things you didn't know about these old series. And there's another guy who puts out, it used to be a radio announcer. This is what I do in my downtime, you know. that has the 10 worst shows of the year that like got canceled back in the 60s and 70s. That's always interesting. You kind of, my age, I kind of remember some of them, you know, but you know, as a kid watching those shows. Okay, guys, I hope you're ready. Let's remember, keep it tight, have a maximum loss per trade, maximum loss per day. Hopefully you've traded in a simulator before you go on with live real money. And if you're nervous and you're doing it, just go with 1 share or 5 shares, something you can afford to lose if everything goes wrong. Don't keep averaging in. I recommend 25% of your position to go in. Don't average in unless you figured it out, where you see a likelihood you'll get picked up. You'll see how I'll do the math on that. I'll watch where it's tagging, and then if it drops way down, it's like I know my price point comes to where it was tagging, so I have a better opportunity of at least getting out of a trade that's working against me. But you can't always count on it. You can't count on anything, right? You can count on the fact that whatever I say, you can't count on. That's what you can count on. So, but here we go. 1 minute and 15 seconds. May the force be with us. Engage. Can you tell I'm into sci-fi? Oh yeah, remember that. Not a licensed financial advisor. And we can do it, guys. We can make our mortgage today. Let's do it. Make sure I'm on session. Okay. All the way down to 98. That's really not that far. The way Tesla moves. "25 seconds. Look, it's ready. Chomping at the bit. Look at that candle move. Now it stopped, but it was like pulling to break out that gate. MACD sending it down. You can't trust pre-market data indicators very much, but you know, it did go higher for the selling here, which is interesting. Wow, what a drop, huh? It went down to the quarter ATR. Now it's taken off. Am I going to get a chance to get in this? I'm going to get in earlier than what I said. If it picks me up, it did. All right. So now we ride it. Try to make a tiny bit of money here. Here's our mid section of the pre-market data. So it broke through the VWAP. I wanted to wait for 98. Wish I should have. I wish I should have, could have, would have. But I also thought it was just about to just spring up. So. Now, with 25 shares, you know, we don't have a lot to risk. What will happen is if I add, then it could be a lot to risk. So when I have to make that decision, like, do I go for the bigger money or is this thing just going to drop? So that, you know, 95 would be a great spot to add if it went that low, in my opinion. So there's the mid pre-market, and here's the low pre-market. So we know it's just traversed this area. I was right near the high when I got in. $97 could be a good place to add or not. There it goes. Really about to retrace up. If this thing keeps dipping, guys, I'm going to get in it for a higher share size. Seems to be stopping at the middle of the pre-market price range. Let's get this Scalp Pro fixed. It's making its move now. Now I can look overall. Oracle fell off. Palantir fell off. Apple fell off. Tesla's going back up. AMD is moving up, and Nvidia moved way up. Oh, I've got a swing on that. Good, that's doing great. It's all the way up to 186. So that could turn the whole market upward, so that's good. I don't actually have MU up here because I have a swing in it already and I can't trade it. 418, nice, MU. It's got to get to 429 for me to get it off of this account, and so I can start strike and recoil trading it again. I really want to, but I'm stuck in that position that you guys saw me take last week, so I made it into a swing, and I've been trading on making sure I don't hold any other stock into a swing on this account, because then I would be trading margin, and I don't want to do that. Wish I would have picked it up at that level. It'd be a nice profit already. Here's the market magnet, but it's too early to really count on the data being very strong for that. Yep, VWAP's right there. I'll hold it, I'm going to hold it into a bigger move. It went all the way up to here, which is 400. Really? I didn't see it hit 400. Oh, Nvidia's retracing. Expected. That's good. We'll be able to trade it then. AMD's all over the place retracing, so that's good. Palantir's coming back after a drop. Oracle came back and now retracing. Wow, there's a big moves on Oracle too. And the SPY's just kind of, the SPY and the Q are just kind of holding firm, steady across here. Okay, so now I have to think about getting into this for a bigger play here. Anything below 3, yeah, I'm going to try to grab that. All right, now I'm into 50 shares. Oops, not that. Now it can hurt me worse. If it really takes a tumble, I can get hurt bad on this, so got to be careful. So it seems like the pre-market mid is holding it for the most part. Did it not hear me? Oh, you got it. You got to do it to me, huh? You're making me hurt. I'm not going to get out of this. I think Tesla's going to go up today, so that's my feeling, even though bias says down. These stocks are today's movers. Coinbase, Tesla, Ultra Beauty, Sentinel One, Adobe. Says Tesla stock is on track to avoid a 4-week losing streak. China sales data are helping. Well, gosh, it's not listening to the news. I'm going to actually add to this, is what I'm going to do, guys. So you got to do what's good for you. Remember, do your own due diligence. I'm counting my money already about how it's going to retrace for me. So I would say down here, I can't believe how low this is right now. This is great that it's going this low. So it's $4 off the open. It's not going to stay down here. It's going to go back. We're going to get a retracement. See the confidence I have? We're going to get a retracement, and now really I only need it up to anywhere in this area I'm making profit, because I average down to down right in here. I'm about right here is my price point. I don't want to add yet the next add, so I'm close to not even, I'm about 1/4 my, no, I'm not even 1/4 the full. I was trading this 300 shares just yesterday afternoon, so well, I started at 150. The difference is this is right at the open, so it's much more volatile and harder to call. And I like the thrill of that. I'm just looking for the constant retracement of these stocks. So you could call it rolling a dice. You could call it gambling. I did not have data. The data I have is the long-term sort of bias that things will retrace, that you're going to get an opportunity. Now, I have been stung a few times where I keep adding and it goes down. You know, I've been stung. So and I can't hold this into a swing. So I would have to take the hit. I do not want to hold it overnight. I don't want a margin call on this account. I'd have to add money to the account. I don't want to do that. So now it's time. It turned around. Pretty much at the 395.50 level. These are all half and whole dollars. Kind of wanted it to go lower, to be honest with you, so I could add again, but I'm not going to add. And now you've seen me add on the way up too. I do say that's if I had a valid data that it was, you know, the inertia went up and it was going to continue going up, I might add on the way up. That is a strategy, like a momentum trading strategy. It's not really the strike and recoil, but right now I'm just kind of doing it. I'm doing an open strategy. And I don't think that the day trading volume 4 would have called that a valid breakout. So I'm actually going against its breakout. And it broke that pre-market level and I went long. That would have been it, but it didn't. So far that book is correct. It said go short. So you already would have made your money if you'd gone short. Maybe some of you did. What I don't want to do is get stuck over here. I'd rather just get lose 20 bucks or something. I don't want to get stuck here. So let's look at the Q. Q and the SPY are up, but a little low. Nvidia went way down, and then now it's back up again. Well, a couple bucks. And grinding, AMD's grinding. Apple is down near its pre-market low. Palantir hit its pre-market low, is rebounding. Oracle is grinding across the mid of the pre-market. And I'm getting ready to add if this keeps going down. I need it to go down to here. 395 I'll add. It's getting some good grinding action to trade if I wasn't stuck in a trade. There seems to be a support level here. That's just a smoothing level for me to keep track of things. I'd have to get it to be, I'd have to pull my position up to 96.50 if I added. So that would mean that it would have to be $2 lower than this price to get me to an area where it might give me an opportunity to get out on a regular basis. So I hope it starts to do something because I'm kind of stuck here. So we're 12 minutes in. Time is flying by and I haven't made a trade. I haven't closed a trade. Here's your middle pre-market. Hopefully it'll break through that. So buyers are taking over here a little bit, which is good. 92%. I want to go trade something else now. AMD looks like something I want to go for. It's grinding over there. All right, finally, let's break the VWAP. We broke the 9. Here's the 20. Here's the top of the magnet. Starting to believe that you could read the volume profile data and use it for help, which means it'll turn around right here if it's correct, which I don't want to see. But look at how the volume went up. So people are getting more excited about getting on top of this. 47-cent target going up, 37 going down. Get the crowd. You got to get the crowd behind you. I could make a call out to Zoom people if I was ever really in a big trouble to say, everybody do this now. It is sadly and unfairly that can work with large caps if you have enough traders spending that much money. It's like you become a market mover like the big algorithms if you get enough collective people together. It takes a lot, though, to move a stock like this. Hey, I saw green. Let's hold steady. Hold steady for a profit. Let's get up to that quarter ATR. 50. Oh, it's rejected at 98, huh? Maybe I should have just gone out so I could have gone on to greener pastures. Look at that, though. That's just, you don't get out when that's happening, you know. So let's see if 98's really a resistance here. I hope not. Watch the hours of your life tick by. So see this coming in on the market magnet? It's going to pull it up and spring this upward. There it goes. So it just pulled up. So that's where most of your volume happens. See how it sprung it upward? Pushed it up again, so that was good to see that. That's a really great indicator for short-term moves to get in and get out. I want to make a little more after waiting this long, but I'm not going to get overly greedy. Green is green. I'll take that. Pick me up, 37. Yeah, so just $25. So I want to go look at AMD. I'll come back to Tesla when it's got some established levels. No, well, let me look at this for a second. Count to 10 with me. Okay, that already made 12 cents in a split second. So we have the, I'll go up to 100 shares. Let's see what kind of range we have here for this. Get your everything set up the way you like it. Don't be, you're not missing anything, right? It just always repeats. You got to get rid of that. I mean, there's always a trade. You got to get rid of the attitude that, you know, you've missed it. Well, this is making a little flat top here, but it is kind of swaling up. I would say the short off that level, which is the quarter ATR and the pre-market high, which is right just above 200. $200 would be a short, yeah. At $200, that's the short. That is a very, very, even a little bit below it is a resistance level, just so you don't miss the trade. So I'm looking to go short and have this pull back down. So what's the overall market? It's kind of split on the 5-minute. Wow, the QQQ's way up, right? So it's up $5. The SPY's up too. So long biased for the most part. Yeah, even those these say down. Interesting, because I think that's based on the fact that, oh, the 1 hour didn't light up again. Did it light up on anything? Yeah, okay, it did. NVIDIA says 1 hour up on the first hour. SPY's 1 hour up. QQQ's 1 hour up. The rest didn't trigger based on pre-market data. The stocks that I'm watching anyway. So NVIDIA that's pulled back to 185 has got a long bias on the first 1 hour. Here's what I'm looking at up here if you missed me go over it earlier. So I was looking at these and then this if they don't trigger the pre-market data, then it'll just say pending for the first hour. Then I have my consolidation scanner that I coded that are, you know, see Intel's hit it today, which is good. I mean, it's interesting. It might be, again, it comes down to when you look at the level 2, is it actually giving you the volume that you need, the volatility that you need. 99, huh? Interesting. I think I'm going to go long here. If this keeps going down, I'm going to go long here, probably at the 50 cents. Although this volume's coming in below the magnet, so let's watch this close. Here's your VWAP. Sellers are dying off though. See how they died off? Kind of this candle is going to tell us everything about going long here. Yeah, I think it's going up. I'm going to take it. So I got it at 65. So I looked over at what was waiting in the pike there, and I just said take that trade. So it already should have picked me up, but it didn't. I got it at 84. See, it's swaling up. It should go straight up here. I don't know why it's not going up if you look at the imbalance, but let's see. Wow. MACD EMA crossover. Broke the VWAP. Okay, get rid of that. Get ready to add into this. So that's at 65. So I'm going to take that. That's the pre-market low. So I got in at the pre-market low. And now I'm at 98.40. And I pretty much doubled down right at that level, looking for a quick profit here. 200 shares. We're right at my price point, and then it bailed a little bit. So look at the market maker. I'm gonna get out this time. I'm gonna get out with market because I already had a profit on this stock and it didn't pick me up. It was very annoying. Hold that pre-market level now. Come on. Bottom of the magnet too. Sellers really picked up there, didn't they? It's a little scary. Another one of those deals where the ask and the bid on Thinkorswim are not the best way normally, and often. It's off of my position by about 35 cents. It's making a move. Buyers want to win out here. There's a battle. Right at the pre-market mids. We were right at the pre. It hit that magnet, bottom magnet, which is tweaked for large caps. So there should be support here. RSI sent it up too. That's the buy-sell oscillator telling his time. And there's a rickshaw man reversal sign. So there's a lot pointing to this to start to go up here. I'm at about half of my overall position. wants to go up bad. It wants to go up. See, if I had clicked market there, even though it showed me double-digit profit, it probably would have gone red on me. There. That took forever to close. Did you see that? I counted it too. It's supposed to be 0.2 of a second. Nasty. Almost an abandoned baby down here if this continues to form. Nope, not quite. Okay. So I'm going to look for a dip again. So I had it 60 before. Oh, it's just going to keep going up. We did a good trade. There's no reason to say we got out too soon. We got out when we made 22 bucks. That's when we got out. We did good. We're only going for about 120 bucks, right? So I can't remember what we made on Tesla. 20. Okay, so we're about 50 bucks in now. So we're gonna keep trading this for a bit. Let me take a look at Tesla's chart. Wow, so it's taken off again. AMD and Oracle have like the best consolidating type of. Oh, Apple's actually looking pretty good too for consolidation. So whole market's turning around here. Let me see if we have any general news. Saudi Arabia cuts oil output by at least 2 million barrels. GDP growth revised. Nothing too big. This is very slow for this strike and recoil. So we're gonna have to catch some of this right in the middle of this, rather than waiting for, short. I would say short for sure off this. Definitely 200. I mean, maybe just before that, so we don't miss it, and then we could scale in if it goes up. Kind of at the position where I had it originally, where I made the $22. So it's just staying right here. If you look at the there was already there's 15-cent recoils here consistently if you catch them right, So that's $15 every trade. What would market do to us though? Cut that down to 8. I'm going to get in there. It picks me up right at the VWAP. I tried to get in. I got in at the VWAP. Looking for a quick recoil. Tried to get out. Didn't pick me up. Still didn't. Really? Come on. I'm going to have to speak to Mr. Master. His friends call him Puppet. Oh, come on. Really? I should have just taken that on a market and just taken the price. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Here we go. Coming back up. Swaling up. I've kept the orders sitting in there, so I don't see enough to... I'll add in down here at the pre-market low if it doesn't pick me up. Or pre-market middle. I mean, I love having these levels on the chart now. The pre-market. Look at how it just stopped right there at that level. The white dots. Okay, I'm canceling it. Tried to get in. Canceling. So that's at 11 cents, huh? One more dip, and I'll pick that up and average in. It's not going to dip. It's really holding that level as a bottom, as our floor. Oh, magnet pulled down. We don't want to see that. I'm at 53. It's at 22, 28, 30. Tried to get it again at 08. That time I got it. So now we're going for bigger money. It will get out on a sell market when it comes back up, as it will come back up because I will it to do so. Willing to do it. It's going to come back up. I'm at 31 cents now, which it was consistently hitting just a second ago. So I pushed that and it took so long to fill. It should have been a $20 fill, and it only was like $8 for $14 is all it gave me. Annoying, huh? I'm gonna do market that time. Wow. So it put me back in the same position when it should have been like 18 cents. I got back in for a continuing rise. I think it's going to keep going up a little bit more here. I meant to be in a better position than it gave me because I got market, did market just so I'd be in it. Notice it's taking forever after I push the button to actually fill my order. For a recoil, not a lot. All right, that got me up to 48. We wouldn't want to go short until we get closer to 99. 199. Yeah, so it goes. It could get us. It could hurt us a little bit before it goes back down. If we get it right at 99, it might spring up here to like 99.50, and I'd scale in for another 100 shares if that happened. It's not a stop loss. It's an add. I mean, I would look at the. I want to look at the level too and just make sure I'm not being stupid, but. Nvidia's just grinding now, man. It looks like it might be a good one to trade. An AMD is grinding right across too. Oh, I am on AMD. Good. I'm looking at the other charts. Tesla's coming back. Tesla will get us the money faster, or the flip side of that. But MACD says you're going up. That was that white arrow there. That's based on, EMA crossovers where the and it's usually correct, as you can see. Down. Do we have any more? Yeah, the buy-sell oscillator is not always correct, as you can see. But it's a good one to follow to get out of a trade. That's the relative strength index. I use that to get out of the trades, is what I do. Come on. Go down a little more. I'm about to get into that. It's going to give me a terrible entry. I'll take that. 17. I like that. Okay. I think that's going to be a good trade for us. We just gotta wait a minute, guys. We're gonna wait it out a bit here. I don't think I'd add until it got down here. I might add if it got that low. Nature of the game. Nature of the beast. We didn't get the instant recoil, so now we're just looking for retrace type activity that these large caps constantly do. Have a bit of a cushion that just got eaten up. Only got 100 shares, not in a lot of danger here. Obviously, you could trade any share size with the same strategy if it's too big a risk for you. Large caps, mega caps just keep giving us opportunities. There's a reversal sign, Rickshaw Man, on the daily patterns. Battle right here on the Scalp Pro, as you can see. Our target up is 17, target down 31. Let's see if we can get that changed. Our pre-market's lows way down here, 96, 196. 196, it's just not even $2 from where we are. You used to trade in Tesla, it's like, that's like nothing. Okay, so it's definitely reversal signs here. So definitely. Microns surging on Friday. My MU's about to pick up my position finally. Yay. Let's take a look at, I'll wait till I'm out of this trade. Might just want to get out for a lesser profit. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think I'm going to get out of this trade. 95. So just sell. Oh, now it's going straight down. I had $100 on it a second ago, but oh, because I still have an order on it. Okay. There we go. Nice. We'll go back to where I was, which was, where was I? AMT, right? Get back there quick. What's it doing to me? Okay. That was worth the. It was worth the thing to get out. Now I can trade MU again. I mean, I can scalp it. We waited for that for a while, huh? Jesus. Happy trader. Yeah, that little account, when you're making that kind of money consistently, it helps us. Definitely made the mortgage, but I'm not counting that. That's just a swing trade, so. Yeah, I did one of those. You guys were a couple weeks ago. So it's almost 30K, like 29,800 on a swing, on a spike up. I can't remember what the stock was. Was it MU or was it AMD on the news? I can't remember, but it was. I had averaged into like 3,000 shares. And then it did a spike of like $10 in a brief period of time. So those are the trades you look for that are good for you. Nice, boy. I think I might just buy market just to get in here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get in that position. So I'm at 75 now. So we were just there a second ago. So let's go back there. That was less than 1 minute ago. We were at that price. You see the SPY and the Q are both going down now. It wasn't new news. News. Wait, it's 10 o'clock. God, why didn't I wait for that? Oh my God. What was the news on that? If this keeps going down, I'm going to take a hit because there was a catalyst and I don't like it. Because I was going to add, and now I'm thinking I just want to get out of this trade so I can assess what's going on in the market. I mean, but now the SPY and the Q are coming back, so maybe it just wasn't enough to affect anything. I looked up on the 1 minute. I saw them both going down really fast, and then I looked up and I realized it was the 10 o'clock for the jobs. I mean, I actually added to it after that report had already come out. So I was just like, should have been watching the news closer. But it looks like it's not mattering, so. Not mattering. That sounded funny. Doesn't matter. Oh boy. Well, we know we made our goal today, anyway, but this is hurting us, so it's like really happy to be out of the MU thing so I can start. I want to go trade it. That's what I want to do. I miss not trade. It's like my other Tesla, as far as the volatility, risky because that's why I got in that swing, but this is getting boring that it's not breaking this 50 cent. It's become a resistance level. Let me smooth that out. Kind of like right there. I could get to that level maybe if I went up to 400 shares, but then it might break down, Yeah, I don't like that we're just sitting here. Okay, here you go. Come on, you want to go up. You're making moves to go up. Didn't make it to the top. This candle is going to tell a lot about its upward move. If I got in at 20 cents, it would break me down to that level if it came back. If I added to 400 shares down in this area, then my price point would be below this level. 20, right? So that would be 40, 20, at least 23 cents down, depending on where I got it from there. But maybe it's not going to have me do those reindeer game things. I can just get out for a profit up here. Looks like it's made its own little flat top here that it wants to break out. Oh, so volume went up as it was going up. I thought. MACD says, yes, we were going up. Why did you suddenly turn around? 49, 50 cent again, huh? 97.50 seems to be a problem area. You know, the second I get out, it's going to go through the roof. Again, I will average into 400 shares down here if it gets down here. It just, that's what I'm calling, just so you guys understand ahead of time. But I don't know if I, oh, there we go. Well, I'm green for the day on this stock again, but I waited a long time in pain to get out for a loss, so. Right in between the middle and the low of pre-market, which is down here. Really, I'm only like 10 cents off my position. It's just like, it's so close. It should be a normal recoil at this point. I want to go to Tesla or MU right now, so I'm. Let me take. Oh, I was just about to make some adjustments on the other chart, but I better get back and watch this. Looks like I got time here. Okay. Hit me down a little lower, guys, a little lower. It's 29 on the magnet. It's not low enough for me to add. Close, man. That's close. Take that right there. So now I'm at 49. So that's about where I wanted to be for the 400 shares. So it's a big chance, obviously. But we're waiting for the recoil back up to where it has been recoiling consistently. But if it breaks that 20 level, which is not a, it's just a smoothing level, then it's something to be concerned about with this level of share size. Here we go. Looks like it's about to profit me out here. I'm going to go market because I just want to get out. It looks like it was going to do it, and then it broke the level. Oh, wow. When you go higher share size, this is the life you lead. This is the panic you can get into. 97's holding it for now. I have to make a call here soon. I don't want to dig a hole too deep. I'm not going to add again. I don't like the way it's fading at all. It's just fading off. Bad trade. Looks like a bad trade. It's got to come back. That was a bad trade. Jeez. All right, let's see what we got here. So that one hurt me. You can't really count that one. So, yeah. Okay, so I got to dig out. That's sad. Well, I hope you guys didn't get too caught up in that, and you kept to your max loss. It'll probably come back now that I'm out. See, here it's starting to come. Watch it go. All right, I'm gonna get away from that because it hurts. Let's see. And I haven't had the best luck with AMD, man. And I asked for it there by averaging in so much. Wow, NVIDIA dropped way down too, huh? Should have probably taken my profits on that one. Let's see. Everything's going down now suddenly. So that, I think that report, which I'm not exactly sure what the report said. What did that 10 a.m. jobs report really tell us? What really happened with that? It was the jolts. Job market is cooling, but not collapsing. Hiring demand is slowing. Companies are posting fewer jobs, but layoffs are still relatively low. Economy is slowing slightly. This could help the Fed cut rates. That's good news, right? But right now, big oil is the bigger story. So weaker jobs, good for rate cuts. High oil, bad for inflation. Basically, large cap, mega caps, it's not a volatility driver. Here we go. Here's where I could have made my money back. Right there at, I think it was at 50 cents, I would have got it all back. And there it goes. I just didn't wait it out long enough. I should have got away from this stock so I didn't see the pain. Jeez. MU. Yeah, I was kind of trying to do the prudent thing there, guys. But I was worried about that news. I wish I had really stopped to read it before I made that decision because I thought maybe it was a bigger deal. That's okay. We'll get it back. What's our movement here? Oh, okay, that was 20 cents in a split second. What's our levels here? Well, we know we're way up right now from where we have been. Yep. Support levels down in this area if you ever want to count any of them with MU. Been a long time since it's been that high, so let me take a look at some. I'm about to trade this, so I just want to get some data here. Some support and resistance levels. Those aren't strong. Those are not strong. Nothing definitive there, but I'll put them there just as a little bit of guidance. Thing is, you got to look at MU as very, very short-term data. Very short-term data. So now what the how this will pan out is it won't give me all that for today. It'll give me like the $100 or whatever that I just got on the day open, and then that will go to not having a loss on another day. So it's not really that much money. It was green. The trade was green, and we'll get the entire amount of that trade that I waited out forever, which is only like $100 and something bucks. So today, so that puts us not quite as in the hole that it looks like it, but it's not good. Just looking to see if that's some sort of a bottom that it might tap. This is very, very short-term guidance type data here, because it's due for a retracement, honestly, going up that high. I'd rather go short right now off of this level. This looks like a ceiling. This is a very possible glass floor. Like, it's not really that great to trade, actually. I've been not able to trade it for so long. I was kind of excited about getting back to trading it for this strategy. Let's see here. I've got to keep track of that in my head to see am I really making money too on these scalps. 21.24 is the start of it. A lot of resistance right in that area. See, the half and whole dollars aren't. Let me mark the 26 so I don't lose track of it. And the 20, oops. Why did it do that? I'm giving more credence to the whole dollars than anything else I have marked here. So these are just levels to help me just give a little bit of guidance there. 40. All right, I'll go ahead and give it a shot that it will rebound on the 50-cent. All right, low share size. Did want to play it short, and I just thought we were going to get some more of this consolidation, so I went for it. Everything points to down right now, so that's not real good. I'm annoyed at myself for not trading AMD like I normally would have traded it, which was hold it and average into it even more worried about you guys. And I got to stop trading like that. I got to trade like I trade and just do what I do. And I'm just like, I thought I learned that lesson, then I got more worried about what you were thinking. Oh, look, he's going down so far to make 20 bucks. Yeah, it's not a big deal. And you know, really the retracement was going to come and I should have just held out. I don't know what I was thinking to not hold out for that trade. So I'm constantly learning every day, but when I go stream, you know, it does affect the way I trade, and I got to stop letting it affect the way I trade. You know, some of it's good. Some of the conservativeness is good to stream, but overall, I would make much more money if I just stick to my RV type way of trading, which is you hold it and you call the bigger moves. But we're going for such a small amount of money. When you see it go down, you know, a couple $100, it's like, wow, you're only going for 120. I mean, what are you doing? You know, so you start thinking about that. What's the logical way to play that goal, you know, rather than play that trade? You know, the trade was going to come back. I was really, really confident. And then I looked at the goal. Well, that's stupid. Just get out. You can bail out on other trades. And I'm thinking about that trade while I'm in this trade, which is also not bright. This is just a fade, though. So it's like if I can just get out of this for a lesser loss at some point, I'm probably just going to take it. Fades are the worst because they just slowly creep the opposite direction. There's no spiking in your favor. It just it's going to get out of this pretty quick here for just about anything that's not a bigger loss. So it's coming up where I just think I'm just going to get out for a minor loss if I can. I'm just going to take it. All right, so that hurt. That was another bad trade, but I don't like the way it's acting. So, if I wait here long enough, it'll go up. You just not feeling it right now, guys. I've got to just take a breath and see what I see and really trade it, because normally there's something. So Palantir's resting along the quarter ATR and the pre-market low and grinding at that level. Let's see what that looks like in real life here. Yeah, it seems like it's established a floor there. What's it look like here? 6 cents. Wow, when I say grinding, it's grinding. There's barely any opportunities there. You definitely have to do ask bid. I'm just keeping it here for the full minute to see. Yeah, that's really slow. Not what I want to see. Here's one that's nice and green. At least it's not red. Right in the middle of the action. It's got some levels that look decently held. This is from marked back a little further. Yeah, I guess I would keep that level. I would definitely keep that level. And then I don't know about those others if we get down that low. I'll be looking at the pre-market levels here along with the market magnet Overall, I'm sure this isn't a problem. Let me take a look. Nope. Okay. Now I'm going to look at the bigger picture for sloping. So it may be on its way for a recovery here. And the market shows things going back up. This has got multi-chart alignment all the way to the 30-minute. This is showing an upward move still. We're at the VWAP though. Okay, so could reject off that level. All right, I'd look to short this near 398. But since it's Tesla, we might be looking for much smaller moves here. Taking advantage of quick recoils here for 10, 15, 20 bucks, and then get back in a few trades. So we're nice and green. I need to watch it for a couple of minutes here to make an assessment. I want to see where this candle closes. Look at that, huh? Worried about picking up a dip just yet. No, you know what? I like the way it looks. I'm going to go for a dip there. I went in market just to make sure I'd get in right at the 50 cents. That wasn't good. I lost all the profit there because it took so long. Yep, now it's giving it to me. I thought I was going to get out like 20 bucks there, and it just, by the time I pressed it, it was like moving so quickly on the level 2. Okay. This is not Apple. Keep that in mind. We got to get ready to make the moves. We also want to get in on market and out on ask. In on market, out on ask. That's what would have changed that trade. I'm going to go for it. Should have picked me up. There it goes. Now we're in a groove. The recoil. I mean, this could keep going straight down, but we got the recoil. This time we didn't. Wow. That, and it made a new low area there. Unbelievable, huh? It's just not my day-to-day. Just not, it doesn't want me to be right. It's recoiling now, but it's got a long way to go, unfortunately. Yeah, everything's red across the board suddenly, right when I'm in a long. I almost went to 300 shares right there. I'd be out of this trade if I had, but the way it was moving, looked like it might be in for even a bigger drop. So I paused. Look at the move on that, huh? Wow. I'm 50 cents off position, off where I need it to be. Just to break even, that is. I mean, I'm looking for it to be much higher. Here it comes. Up share size to bail out quicker. Our time frame is getting short here, so. Let's not end Friday on a red day, please. We're doing really good for the month, though, so you got to keep things in perspective. A baby hit doesn't affect us much, except my ego. Got a big climb to get back to that trip to hell that thing took. Jesus. You can see the seller's just really lost down here. It's just like nobody really wanted to keep selling down there, so it does seem like it's due for a recovery here. Never made pre-market low. This is holding me hostage again. This is the part I hate because I'm missing all these trades in here that I could have taken on these quick recoils. I grabbed it and it just went right after I grabbed it. Didn't even have a chance to add to it barely, you know. It was just like, man. 1, 2, went like almost $2 down in a split second there. Tesla, huh? I was going to say, anywhere 95, I'm thinking about adding in. But definitely down at 90, 94. Oh, man. I'm going to take that. Yep, we're going for the big bucks now, or the big loss. So I'm at 95.30 now. We were just sitting there, groping around a minute ago. So I'm looking for it to get back up there. I'm going to hold this into a deep move if it goes against me. So make sure you follow your max loss. This is just the way I would normally trade. So not going to make that mistake again. We're okay. We're doing fine. This is just how this stock moves. What goes down must come up. We're being calm. Safe and secure. Meditative and calm. We're looking for a bit of a retracement. Back up in here would be a nice little profit. $200-300 if we got up that high. No, I guess not. It would have to be up that high to be $200-300, but. This is such a great price for this stock on a swing. I was just thinking about that, like, man, this is going to be in the 400s next week, I would say. You know, 412, 415. It's just a weird thing with the war, you know, just. What's my position? Yeah, okay, so I can't hold that into, I get a margin call if I tried to hold this into a swing, which I don't really want to do anyway, but. I was just thinking about, because I think it's going to go back up next week, so it's just like wasting money to get out, but. Grinding at the 94.50 now, the level. What's that level based on? Oh, that's serious short-term data? No, what is that based on? 3. Oh, that must be a previous day. God, I don't know, my guys. I don't know. The way I'm starting to think about it now is that I can dig out of this with multiple $20 trades, but if I let this go too low, I probably can't, today anyway. It's all about being green for the day for me right now, my ego. I gotta check that, you know, in my brain, like, doesn't matter, you got a great month, just had a great swing. Can't count that money toward today, you know, to legitly for the calendar. We all, no matter how far you are into trading, you can't help but let your ego get in the way. He just stops here. This is not the way. It's like, make me make a decision. Go way down and I'll get out, or shoot up and give me a profit. Don't just sit here. Toiling. It's toiling. Oh, boy. SPY's right at its pre-market midsection now. Oh, it's going to make me get out of it, guys. I'm going to have a really bad day today, it looks like. Oh, man. Really? Wow. I'm going to hold into that for a little longer. I had a 500 in my head, and it's getting pretty close to that. We're already trying to bail out of AMD, and now this is being put on top of it. Either way, I'm going to stop, I think, because obviously there's something wrong with my brain today. So, however this comes out, I don't think I'll keep trying. I might come back later and give it a shot, but what it is what it is. I have a 1 o'clock I can't miss. I have to be prepared for that. Look at it fade on the 5-minute, like it made itself a wonderful bear flag right there on the 5-minute. %82 accurate. You know. Of course, my decision was way up there before I had a chance to see that flag hadn't formed yet. That's where I got. That's my position. Way the heck up there. Come on, buyers. Jump on there. And my script's not working properly, so now the 1 hour went away like it was supposed to, but the fact that one said up and one said down was just, I don't understand how that's even possible. It's just very annoying. I even have a cat muse up here. Yeah, I don't really think I took any chances to trade any different than than I normally do, other than getting out of that trade where I would have held it longer, the one before this stock AMD or whatever it was. What's our? Yeah, this one I normally would have held if I traded the way I would normally trade, and I'm not doing it now. So. And this one looks like it's going to be worse than that, the way it's going. But let's see. So was I trying to make up for it irresponsibly? I don't think so. This is the way I would trade this. And it's still highly likely it's going to recover up here. I'm running short on time too, and I can't make all the little trades I wanted to make because I'm trapped. She's just taken like a $50 loss and said, okay, get it back, get it back. Volume increases is going down, not a good sign. Continuing fade, not a good sign. Totally market red, not a good sign. Everything is like not good for what's going on right here. You have the, that's the 200 moving average right there, a day moving average right there. Wow, so it hit that and turned around. That's interesting. That makes me want to hold this a little longer to see if it holds that 200. Pre-market held it. Pre-market low. Man, man, there's no getting around. This thing is like, I'm down today like 500 bucks, I think. Yesterday it was 300. No, more than 500. I'm down like 700 bucks today, I think. That's not good for this little tiny challenge. That's not good at all. Is it going to hold that? It needs to hold that, or I really got to get out of this trade. You got to hold that. Come on. 46. It didn't hold it. It's holding it. Hit it again. It's got to hold the 200. It keeps hitting it like it wants to break through it. This could really spring up from that, is what I'm hoping. MACD said yes too. Whew, that was a close one. Almost bailed. I still might. Still, the 200's definitely what I would call it a day out there. Be my first red day in a long time, because I don't think I have the time to come back. You see it here. I'm not going to hold it into margin for a swing. That's why I'll take the hit, even though I do believe this would be a great swing trade, but I'm not going to move money. I'm not going to do any of that shenanigans there. Here, it's hitting it again. It's threatening it again here. Okay, good. We want it to not break through. We want it to break up from that. A little bit of a reprieve. Man, making another bear flag, it looks like. Hope you guys aren't caught up in this. Man, it wants to break it, doesn't it, huh? What is going on that it wants Tesla to go down so far today? It's pounding through like it's going to break it. That's what it's showing it. It's at the 46 level right there. I'm looking at the market maker here. Like if it hits if it drops below 46, I'm going to get out of this trade. 46 cents. There it goes. Oh, it hit 46 and turned around. Did it? 45, 46. That's it. Ouch! That was a really painful trade, and you saw it here. Oh my God, not good. So you got almost $800 in May. I think it's a solid $700 down, I think. Wow, so that really hurt so much for the month. So I don't know. I may try to come back and recover from that, but what a drop. Tesla sometimes just does this. I can't margin it. I think this will come back. What does that look like on the day? I mean, God, you're way down here before you have support, 366. Potential support there. You got no trends. No trend line doesn't help us. I mean, you know, it was here just a few days ago, but unbelievable that it broke that 200. Yeah, there it is, 200 right there. You can see it's making a bit of a death cross here, so that's the 100 moving average, that's the 50. Look at that, Tesla go down, God. Well, there was nothing telling me that was going to reverse. I got to tell you, there was no single indicator saying that was, other than what goes down must come up. So I held it way too long considering that. Kept looking for a sign and it just, nothing. I'm looking at these other charts here. I'm in shock that I did that badly, but it's just an ego thing, not a money thing. It's an ego thing. I pride myself on quarterbacking correctly, you guys know, so I think like dropping 1,000 shares and get it back real quick. That's my way of thinking, but that's like now you're getting into like revenge type trading, right? All right, guys, so I'm going to call it a day there. That was my bad trade. We'll see how that works out for the month, and I hope you guys didn't get caught up in that, and I will be back Monday morning. All right, have a great weekend.